Okay. Good morning, everyone. So can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we will discuss the solution for the practice problem. Okay. Okay. So have you all done? Have you all tried the practice problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So we will discuss the solution. We will discuss the solution. Um, okay. So here we are having a closed circuit, and by applying either the KVL or KCL, we have to find what is Vx in the circuit. Okay. So what will be the first step? So the first step will be you can just assume a direction of current flowing along the loop. Okay. So here the assumption is that it is flowing in the clockwise direction, but we do not really know whether the current really flows in the clockwise or in the anti-clockwise. Okay. So normally for circuit theory approach, we assume the current to flow in one particular direction and we compute. So if you get the value of current as positive, it means that the assumed direction is correct. If not, the current is actually flowing in the opposite direction. That's it. Okay. So now let us assume that the current is flowing in the clockwise direction. So now we can write a KVL equation because all the elements are in series. It is easy to apply the KVL. Okay, Kirchhoff's voltage law. So what is the equation we will get? So here we are having a voltage source. Then we are having 3 resistors. Yes, so there will be a voltage drop across each of the resistors. Okay, so the equation will be 15 minus I. Okay, so whenever current is flowing through your resistor, I told there will be a drop. So it is minus I into 1. Then for the third element, it is minus 2Vx because we are coming out of the negative terminal. And for the fourth element, when the current is flowing through this resistor, there will be a drop, which we can write it as minus 5I. And for 2 ohm, again there will be a drop, which is minus 2Y. Okay. But now we have a single equation with 2 unknown variables. So we require one more equation or the relation between Vx and I so that we can simplify or solve the equation. Okay. So what is Vx? So Vx is already given in the numerical, right? So now what is the relation between Vx and I?
Plus 5i, ma'am.
Yes, Vx is equal to plus 5i. Okay, because when the current is flowing through this resistor, there is a voltage drop, and that drop is exactly the same as what is given in the numerical. So directly we will write Vx is equal to 5i. So upon substituting, what do we get? What is the value of I? I will
0.83, ma'am.
okay 0.83 or okay.
Ma'am, we should neglect the sign, ma'am, while taking Vx.
Second equation.
Yes, ma'am.
Which sign are we neglecting?
Means we have not taken the negative sign, ma'am.
That's what I told, no? Like in the previous class also. See, the current is flowing in this direction, right? The current is flowing like this. So when a current is flowing this way, there will be a drop across the resistor. Okay. So let me show it here. So when the current is flowing, there is a voltage drop. So the part where it is entering will be positive and the part where it is leaving will be negative. This is a normal convention. And this convention is exactly matching the reference polarity what they have given. So if that is the case, we take it as Vx is equal to 5y. If
Yes,
they
ma'am, got it.
yes, if they have given the opposite convention, sorry, opposite polarity, then we have to write Vx is equal to minus 5y.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Huh.
Ma'am, I have taken the I direction in the like opposite direction, like what you took now.
Okay.
I got Vx is equal to minus 5i. So in the solution, we can write minus of the value, right?
Yes, minus of the value. Final answer should remain the same. See, taking the current direction is not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Only thing is that in your case, you will get I to be negative, but overall final Vx will be positive for you, right? Which student is asking the doubt?
No, ma'am, it's not positive because I value will be positive and minus of 5i, right? So it will be negative, right? Vx.
No. Okay, so let me complete this and I will tell
Okay.
you. Yeah. So for this case, I is 15 by 18 and finally we have to find Vx. So Vx is 5 times I. So the answer will be
4.166
yes.
volts.
Yes, 4.167 volt. Okay, so what I will do is for students who would have taken the other way, I will tell you. See, the final answer will not change irrespective of in which direction you are
Ma'am, I got
taking
the
the
same
current.
Vx
Okay.
value, ma'am. 4.16 I got, but I got it in negative.
It will not be negative. I will tell you the reason. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing the same circuit according to how you have considered. So the reason why I am doing here is to confirm the fact that whatever be the current direction you take, the final answer will not change. Okay, because accordingly the equations you have to carefully note down. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I am assuming the current direction to be the opposite as of what is shown here. Okay, because initially we can choose any random direction. So now I will go with the convention that the terminal from where I am leaving out, I will take it as I will take the polarity of that particular thing. Okay, so here for 15 volt it will be minus 15. Now for the 2 ohm current is flowing this way. Okay, so always there will be a voltage drop, so this will be plus and this will be minus, so it will be minus 2i. Okay, minus 2i. Now for the 5 ohm resistor current will flow this way. Okay, so always there is a voltage drop, so this will be plus and this will be minus. Okay, so there is a drop, so I will take it as minus 5i. Then coming to the next element, we are coming out of the positive terminal, so it is plus 2Vx. And for the 1 ohm resistor, the current is flowing this way, so the point where it is entering will be positive and the point where we are coming out is negative, so it is minus I, that is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the first equation, right? So if you just compare this equation with the first equation, equation number 1, it is just the negative of equation number 1. Okay, and the right hand side is 0. So it is equivalent to multiplying this equation with a negative sign. That's it. Nothing else will change. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You will get I value as positive only, ma'am.
Sorry?
You will get the I value as positive only, right?
Okay. Can you solve this equation? Okay, before that we have to replace Vx.
Same, 15 by 18. Same thing you will get.
Just a minute. What is Vx now? The
minus
direct.
5.
Yes, it is minus 5i. Minus 5i. So if you substitute here, what do we get? Minus 15, minus 2i, minus 5i, minus 5i, and Vx is minus 5i. So minus into plus is again negative. So minus 10i minus I is equal to 0. Okay. So now what is I? I will be negative, right? So we have minus 18i, and we are bringing this 15 minus 15 to the other side, so it will be plus, right? Minus 18i is equal to 15. Minus 15 we are moving on to the other side of the equation, so it becomes plus 15. So I is negative. I is
minus 15 by 18.
Yes, minus 15 by 18. Minus 15 by 18. So what is Vx? Vx is negative of I. So Vx will be, it is minus 5 into I, and I is again negative, so it will be positive. Yes. So final answer will not change, whatever be the direction you take. That's why I'm telling you the direction of current can be random. Are you able to understand? See, the final answer, if it is changing, then it's not correct, no? Like it means that we have to follow a specific method. So here, I told you, you can take any direction of current. It can either flow in the clockwise or it can flow in the anti-clockwise. But once you fix, you have to fix it. Then you have to write the equation, and here we can see that I is negative, and because of that, Vx will be positive. So the final answer remains the same, whether I take it in the clockwise or in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I have one more doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
The current will always flow from higher potential to lower potential, no, ma'am?
That is correct, but when you are having more than two sources, you cannot confirm that, right?
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So normally, if we are having only 15 volt, then it means that current, and all the remaining things are passive elements. It means that current will flow from higher to lower potential. But there are two potentials here, and we do not know which one is dominating.
Okay, ma'am. And
Okay,
ma'am, if there is no other source, then there is only one direction of current.
Like even if not, also if you have assumed it in the opposite direction, you will get a negative value, which tells that your assumed direction of current has to be the opposite. That's it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. So say for example, if you are assuming clockwise and if you are getting it as positive value, that is equivalent to you assuming it. You assume it in the anti-clockwise and you get the answer as negative. Both are correct.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I hope students are able to understand this. So assuming the direction of current is not an issue at all. Okay. But the final answer should match. Final answer cannot deviate. Okay. So so next we will see the next equation. Sorry, the next numerical. Okay. So this one. Okay, we have to find V0 in the circuit in this figure. Okay. So now see here there are current sources here, two current sources, and whenever we have the values in terms of current, it is easy to apply it in terms of KCL equation or the Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, because the current entering a given node will be always equal to the current leaving the node. Okay, so here we are already having two current sources. One is a independent current source and other is also a current source, but it is dependent on a voltage. But the net effect is that it will give a current. Okay, so even though we notice in terms of volt, the current this particular current source will give a current. It does not give a voltage. Okay, that you should not get confused. Only the magnitude of the voltage gets multiplied with 2, and that much amount of current will come out of this dependent source. Okay, so now how do we solve this equation? We have to find V0. Okay, so for these two current sources, it is quite straightforward because we can write what is the current coming to this node. But for the third branch, where we are having two 10 ohms in series, we have to determine what is this current. Okay, so let us use a variable I, and let us assume that the current is flowing in this direction because as per the convention what they have given, it is plus minus. Okay, so it means that the current, there will be a drop when the current is flowing through this resistor. So the direction of current will be I. Okay, and flowing in this particular direction because there will be definitely a voltage drop only if the current flows in this direction. Okay, so now it is quite straightforward. We can apply the KCL equation at this particular node. Okay, so now before that, what is the relation between this I and V0? V0 is what we have to find. So the relation between I and V0 is simple Ohm's law, right? I is equal to V0 by 10. Okay, so though the current is flowing through the other 10 ohm also, but both elements are in series, so we need not worry about that. But the only unknown what we have to determine is V0, and for that particular V0 is nothing but I times 10. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
you should find what KCL at A, right? Node A.
Yes, on the top node.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I is coming from right side to left, ma'am, because source is on right side, ma'am.
See, again, I'm telling you, when we are assuming a current direction, we need not take into consideration the current sources or the voltage sources which are already present. We can assume a current direction and determine its value. If the value is positive, our assumed direction is correct. If the answer is negative, our assumed direction has to be opposite.
Yes.
Okay. The reason, yes, that was a good question. You need not worry. Okay, don't get offended when I sometimes when I tell. It's good that you ask questions so that you will also have a clear-cut idea. Maybe other students may still have doubts. Okay, that is fine. The question is fine. See here, we do not actually know in which direction the current will flow. Okay, unless we finally analyze the circuit and get the solution. Okay, so for that, what we are doing is we are having a voltage drop across this 10 ohm resistor. Okay, so the voltage drop tells that it is a passive element, so definitely current has to flow in this direction as per their convention. Okay, as per the reference whatever they have given, current is supposed to flow in this direction. Okay, but after we find this I, if you are getting a value of negative, so it means that the polarity what they have given, they have just given the opposite of the actual thing. That's it. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So what is I? I is equal to V naught divided by 10, or simply applying Ohm's law, the voltage drop across this 10 ohm is nothing but 10 times I. Okay, so V naught is 10 times I. That is a relation between I and V naught. So now we will write the nodal equation on the top node. Okay, so at this top node, if we apply, I is entering. Okay, applying KCL, I is entering, 25 amps is entering, and 2 V naught is also entering. So all the three branch currents are entering that particular node. So we can write I plus 25 plus 2 V naught is equal to 0. So now you can substitute I with V naught by 10. Okay, and find V naught. So I is V naught by 10. So now you can, we are getting a single equation with single variable, so easily we can solve it. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, if we have assumed the current direction to be in the opposite one, then we have got negative values, ma'am. So final answer also, we've got something like V naught is equal to minus 12 volts. That shows us that the reverse polarity has to be taken.
Correct, correct.
So ma'am, do we have to leave it, like if they ask in the exam, so we should leave it as it is, ma'am, like minus 12 volts, or we have to show assume the correct direction again and do it
No,
again?
no, you can leave it. You can see, say for example, in this particular case, V naught they have given in this particular polarity, reference polarity, right? And if you're getting an answer as negative, it means that the polarity what they have given is not correct. It has to be the opposite direction. But your answer is negative, which that is fine. You need not again change it.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Ma'am, or we can write the statement and specify that the direction is opposite.
No, that is not required because the normal convention is that if you are getting a negative value, it means that the polarity of what they have directly given in the question has to be opposite. That will be understood by the teachers.
Ma'am, so same thing will be in for voltage also, right? The voltage will get as negative value.
Yes, yes. So for this particular, just a minute, let me complete this. I'll take up the question. So let me find out what is this B naught. Okay, so here B naught is negative, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So it means that the polarity what they have given has to be the other way.
It's 52.5.
Yeah, the answer is minus 4.44. Yes, students who are having doubt can ask. Yes.
Ma'am, like they have taken the same resistor value, so you took I is equal to V naught by 10, ma'am. In case if they take different types of resistors like 10 and 5 like that.
Yes, yes, I'll tell you. I think you asked me the same doubt previously also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let us assume, okay, which resistor you want? Which one you want? So shall I? Okay. I think there is a lag between. Okay, what should be this resistor?
Ma'am, 5 ohm.
Okay, I'll take it as 5 ohm. And the other one is 10 ohm. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, 10 ohm.
Ma'am, whatever the resistance might be there.
Wait. Let me complete this. Then you can tell you. Okay. So in this case, if this is I, okay. See, we know only V naught.
Ma'am, that V0 value is 11.90, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. V naught value is 11.
Yes, ma'am. 11 point
Yes,
something.
ma'am.
Wait. For which one you are telling? For 5 ohm? Huh?
No, ma'am. 250 divided by 21. V0 value.
250 divided by 21. Okay.
It's nearly 12.
Oh, okay. There was a mistake. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry, there is a mistake here. It is V naught is 250 divided by 21 is not 4.44. It is okay. I'll just take it minus 11.90.
90.
Yes, 11.90. Sorry. Okay, so now coming to this one, instead of 10 ohm, what if it is a 5 ohm? Okay, so in this case, see, the same current will flow through both the 10 ohm and the 5 ohm. But the voltage what we have to determine is for the is actually represented across this 5 ohm resistor. So in this case, if at all if the circuit is this way, we will write V naught is equal to 5 times I. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, V naught will be 5 times I. So because the voltage V naught is represented across the 5 ohm resistor. So yeah, the other resistor will not influence this particular voltage. Okay. Though the current is flowing through both the resistors, though the same current is flowing through both the resistors, the voltage drop is dictated by the resistance value, that particular resistance value. So it's the same circuit. If it is modified with 5 ohm, then V naught will be 5I and correspondingly the answer will also change.
Ma'am, then the 10 ohm resistor also the current will be V0 by 5 ohm.
No, see V naught is only across this 5 ohm, right? See, for a series, when elements are in series, the same current will flow, but the voltage will not be the same, right?
Current, I is equal to V0 by 5 now.
V naught is equal to 5 into I.
That only, ma'am. I is equal to V0 by 5. That all, I mean, these are in series now. Current will be same now.
But in that case, the voltage drop across the 10 ohm maybe it's not V naught, no? It may be some other voltage. See, when they are in series, the same current flows through them, but not the voltage. See, the voltage drop across 5 ohm is V naught. The same V naught will not appear across 10 ohm. It may be V1. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Huh.
ma'am, here that in this case applying KCL, can you explain this one line, ma'am? I plus 25 plus 2 V naught.
Yes, KCL is normally applied across a particular node, right? You have to just consider one particular node.
Ma'am, but you consider this I as entering into this node, na, ma'am?
Yes, so for this particular node, the node at the top, I is entering. So all the currents are entering the node. So all the currents I have taken as positive. If any current is leaving, we can take it as negative and then we can sum them together.
Okay, ma'am, I understood.
Yes. Okay, is it clear?
Ma'am, by taking another node, can we do this, ma'am?
Yes, by taking another node also you can do, which is a common nodal point. The bottom node is a common node, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So in that case, all the currents are leaving.
Leaving, yes.
So you will write it as minus I, minus 25,
minus 2
minus 2 V naught.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So final answer will be the same, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we even take it like the 25 amperes and 2 V naught are entering the node, ma'am, and V naught by 10 is exiting, ma'am?
Okay, but as per the polarity what they have given, I assumed the direction to be this one. I is because only when there is a drop, the polarity has to be this way, plus minus. But the answer tells us that the polarity what they have given is not correct. It has to be the opposite. But initially we do not know. So it is very difficult, especially when you have more than one source, to actually understand in which direction the current is flowing. So the best way is assume a random direction, solve the entire thing, and if you get the answer as negative, it means that the current is actually flowing in the opposite direction.
So you can even consider it at like that also, no, ma'am. It is exiting.
Yes, you can also consider it to be flowing in the opposite direction. Okay, so let me show this here. Okay, so that is also fine. I will show it in the first circuit. So let us assume that current is flowing outside, right? It is flowing out of this particular terminal. Okay, so in that case, how do we write? I is leaving the terminal, so it is minus I, whereas 25 and 2V0 are entering. So minus I plus 25 plus 2V0 is equal to 0. Okay, plus 2V0 is equal to 0. This is one equation, assuming that I is flowing out of the terminal. Okay, and as I told you, we do not know whether the current is flowing in which direction. So let us assume that the current is flowing out of the terminal, and by applying KCL at this particular node, I is flowing out and the remaining two currents are entering. That's fine. Now, what is the relation between V0 and I? When the current is flowing in this direction, since it is a resistor, definitely there will be a voltage drop across it. So what will be the correct polarity of the voltage drop across the 10 ohm? When current is flowing through the 10 ohm in this particular direction, the polarity has to be this one, right? Because there will be a voltage drop across this resistor when current is flowing in this direction. So the terminal where it is entering will be positive and the terminal where it is coming will be negative. Okay, but the convention what they have given is opposite to that of the correct, or is opposite to that of what we have considered. So how do we write? We will write V0 is equal to minus 10I. Okay, we will write V0 is equal to minus 10I. Okay, so when the current is flowing in this direction, there should be a drop. So the correct convention is this should be plus and this should be negative. But the polarity what they have given for V0 is opposite to that of our assumed one. So we are writing V0 is minus 10I. So now if you substitute back in this previous equation, we will get the same value. V0 will be minus 11.90 volt.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So what happens is when you assume some direction, correspondingly the equations or that polarity will change, but the final answer will be unaffected. Okay. Okay, so hope it is clear. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the fourth problem, we have to find what is V and Ix. Okay, so here we can either apply KVL or KCL, but we have to choose it wisely so that with the minimal equations we can solve this. Okay, so here across all the elements the voltages are given, right? For the 12 ohm they are giving V. For this unknown element they are giving 4 volt. Then again for this unknown element they are giving the voltage drop, and again we are having a current dependent voltage source. So everywhere for all the elements the voltages are given. So it is easy if we write the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. So how do we solve this solve this circuit?
So for the KCL at node A, ma'am, and I did 2 KVL, ma'am, for the B.
That's what. See, it depends. It depends whether. Sorry, you can either apply KVL or KCL. That is not an issue. But always choose the one which will give you a minimal set of equations. Here, since all the elements are having the voltages, it is easy to write a KVL equation. Okay, so students who have done. Students who have done other way, that is fine. So let me give the solution, then we can take up the discussion. Okay. So for this particular circuit, since voltages are given, we are taking the KVL. That is the easiest approach. So for this particular loop, let us assume the direction of current to be clockwise, and similarly for the next loop also we assume the current direction to be in the clockwise. Okay, and we are going in the direction of the current. So for the first loop, what do we get? We are coming out of the positive terminal,
10
so it is
12i.
Yes. So 10 minus V minus 4. Okay, V is what we have to determine. That is an unknown quantity. So 10 minus V minus 4 is equal to 0. So here the only unknown variable is V. So easily we can get V as 6 volt. Okay.
Ma'am, I took V as 12i, ma'am. Is that fine?
If you are taking V as 12i, then it means that there is one more variable coming into picture, and again you have to solve that, right?
Yes, ma'am. I did 2 loop equations. Like here in this one loop and another one loop, I got Ix there, so I substituted in here, ma'am. It's the same.
Yes, you can do it, but always see to that which one will give you minimal set of equations.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So here, since V is what we have to determine, we can just keep it as a variable, and with a single equation, we will get the value for V. Okay. Now, similarly for the second loop, since all the voltages are given, we can go in the direction of this assumed clockwise direction of current. So for loop 2, as per this direction, for this particular element, we are coming out of the positive terminal, so it is plus 4. For the next element, we are coming out of the negative terminal, so minus 16. And for the third element, we are coming out of the negative terminal, so it is minus 3ix. Okay, minus 3ix. So what is ix? We are having a single equation with single unknown, so directly we can solve it. So ix will be
Ma'am?
minus, let me complete. So ix will be minus 4 amp. Okay. So here, even though Ix is flowing down, since the voltage drop is already given, we will directly go with this particular voltage, because we do not know what is the nature of this particular element which is shown in the box. They have not shown any resistor or any element. They have just shown it as a box. It means that we do not know about the nature of this element. So we are directly going with this voltage which is already given, because we are anyway using this KVL. Okay. So when we are going in the direction of the current, always go in the direction of the current. So we are coming out of the positive terminal, so it is plus 4. We are coming out of the negative terminal for the next element, so it is minus 16. And for the third element, we are coming out of this negative, so it is minus 3ix. So since we have a single equation with single unknown, we can easily solve ix. So ix is minus 4 amp. Yes, now we will take up the discussion. Yes, students who are having doubts, you can ask.
Ma'am, in the loop 1, you have taken 10 minus 4, V minus 4. No?
Yes.
All three are in V form only. No?
All three are in?
V form, potential form only. No? Potential difference form.
So can you be a little bit louder? I am not getting your question.
Ma'am, all are in the form of V only. No? Like 10V minus 4V. Why don't we take this?
No. See, this V is variable. The V, what is shown here is not the, it's not the unit. 10V, this 10V, V represents the unit for the voltage. Okay. So see here in this circuit, this 10V, V is the unit, whereas in the second 12 ohm, this V is a variable. Actually, it has to be written with some italics so that you will understand that. So this is actually a variable V. Yeah, the unit for that will be voltage, but here the 10 volt, 4 volt, whatever they have given, that V is not a variable. It is a unit for the voltage. 10 volt, 4 volt. Okay. For the current, they are not writing the units, but for the voltages, they have given the units. Whereas this V is actually the voltage drop across this 12 ohm, which we have to determine.
Ma'am, also in the loop too, they have given a current direction, but also we neglected the direction we took in our one.
We need not consider this right now, because anyway we know the drop across the not the drop, we know the voltage across this particular element, and for KVL we require only the voltage, right? Since the voltage is already given, we are not worrying about this Ix here, which is flowing through this particular element. But this Ix is important in the circuit, because if you see this dependent this particular dependent source 3Ix, it is a current dependent voltage source. So since it is a dependent source, we have to tell from which current it is dependent on. That is the reason why in the circuit they have given this Ix to tell that depending on this Ix, this particular voltage will vary. That's the reason why they have given Ix. But when we are writing this KVL equation, actually, since we already know the voltage across this particular element, and since we are applying KVL, we didn't take into consideration this Ix.
Ma'am, I mean, in all other cases also, when taking KVL, we don't need to consider the direction of I now.
It depends actually. For this particular numerical, say for example, if 4 volt is not given, okay, and if they are giving you a resistance value, so in that case we have to take Ix. It depends which parameter is available to you when you are applying a KVL. For KVL, the basic thing is that you require the voltages across all the elements. Okay, so here since it is directly given, we are taking. If suppose this voltage is not given, and if they are giving you a resistance value and a current, then by applying Ohm's law, you have to take the product of the resistance and the current.
Ma'am, then the 4, if they give 4 ohm instead of 4B, means that term only will become negative now.
In that case, see, you are coming out of the positive terminal, and instead of 4 volt, if it is 4 ohm, it has to be 4 into Ix.
Got it.
Okay, yeah. See, we have to find the voltage across a given element. If voltage is given, take it directly. If suppose voltage is not given, if they are giving a resistance value and you know the current, you take the product of the resistance and the current. That will give you a voltage. Okay?
Ma'am?
Huh.
Ma'am, to apply KVL in loops like this, shouldn't you assume arbitrary currents, ma'am?
Yes, I have assumed, no. That is what is given in the first diagram. There are two currents.
No,
Though I didn't give any variable. Yeah, the reason why I didn't give any variable is for all the elements, voltages are already given. That is the reason why I didn't.
For resistor, you can consider as 12 I1. Say
12,
if you consider,
yes, you can do it, but the thing is, V is what we have to determine, right? So even if you are taking a current direction, you will find what is I1, then you will write V is equal to 12 times I1. That is also fine. In that case, the number of equations will increase.
Yes.
Yes, this comes with practice because since you are doing for the first time, there is no mistake in taking I1. You can take I1, then you can take I2, find what is I1, I2, and then you can find what is V and Ix. That is also fine.
Okay.
Okay. So the reason why I didn't consider I1 and I2 is everywhere the voltages are given, and the only voltage what we have to determine, anyway we can determine from a single equation. That's the reason why I didn't take I1 and I2, but I assumed the current direction so that we have to go along the current direction when we are writing KVL. Okay, we have to always go in the loop. Otherwise, we will make mistake. That's the reason why I have given the current direction and go along that particular direction of current.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Here in the second loop, you have applied your convention, no, ma'am. That is leaving convention.
Yes, everywhere I have taken from which terminal we are leaving. Yes.
Could you please tell the equation with the other convention, ma'am? That is the entering convention.
Entering convention you require, okay. Okay, so for this second loop, if you are going with the entering convention, should I keep the same direction of current?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. I'll show it here. So I am taking the same direction of current, I'll go with the terminal where the current is actually entering. So it is -4. For the second element, current is entering the plus terminal, so it is +16. And for the third element, current is entering the positive terminal, so it is +3ix is equal to 0. Okay. So now this equation and this equation are the same. If you are just multiplying -1 to this previous equation, you will get the same equation. There will not be any change.
Yes, ma'am, got it. Thank
Yes,
you.
because right hand side is anyway 0. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fine. Anybody else have any doubts?
I mean, second loop, if we change the direction also, we will get the I as positive, no ma'am?
Which I?
Ix.
No, final answer will not change. See, for this particular equation, what is Ix? If you solve it, Ix will be again -4 amps only, right? For the equation, what I have written.
Current will not be negative, no ma'am?
Current will not be negative, which tells that the convention what I have taken is, it has to be the opposite. For this assumed direction of current, Ix is negative. Okay.
If we take the direction as the given direction, then it will be positive.
Wait, just a minute. See here, Ix direction they have already given in the numerical, right? If you see the first circuit, what is given in the numerical, Ix is flowing downwards. And when we solve, we are getting the answer to be negative. So which tells that the current is actually flowing in the opposite direction. So it means that the direction what they have given is not correct. It has to be flowing in the opposite. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so if I'm getting as positive, it means that their direction is exactly correct. But if I'm getting it as negative, it means that the current is actually flowing in the opposite direction. That correction you need not write. It is for your understanding. So the current flowing downwards is what is given in the numerical. And if you're getting an answer as negative, it is understood that the current is actually flowing in the opposite direction. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes. Anything else? Okay, so then we will move on. Okay, so please, I think today students have done the practice problem. So it is always easy for me to explain if you have already done, so that you will also have a better understanding with how you have to go with these things. Okay. So altogether, if I just wanted to summarize, the summary is that if the current, as far as the current direction is concerned, we can assume a random direction of current, solve the complete set of equations. If the answer is positive, the assumed direction is correct. If the answer is negative, the assumed direction has to be opposite. But you need not do any correction. Whatever convention you have already taken, you keep it as such and show the answer in negative. Then the teacher will also understand that actually the current has to flow in the opposite direction. That is actually understood. You need not do any correction. Okay. And whenever there is a passive element and when a current is flowing through that, there will be definitely a voltage drop across it. Okay. So the convention will be, when a current is flowing through a resistive element, the terminal where it is entering will be positive and the terminal where it is leaving will be negative. And if suppose in the numerical, if they have given an opposite polarity, it is again understood that the polarity what they have given has to be the opposite. Okay, but you need not worry because you will get an answer as negative, which tells that the polarity what is given in the numerical has to be the opposite polarity. Okay. So with this, I think, time is already up, 9:20. So I think we have to wind up. So the next topic we will see in the next class. Is this fine? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Still, if you have, still if you have doubts, you can message me. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
And whenever we
Thank you,
get
ma'am.
current